Okay, so for today, we're going to be reviewing how to do the GCF and the LCM, right? GCF stands for greatest common factor, so the number that is the biggest when you're multiplying into both numbers. So which number is the biggest number that multiplies into both? Least common multiple is if you were to skip count by these numbers, which one happens first, that they both go into that number. So first step that you always do is the factor trees, so the prime factorization. So what do I need to do to, what am I trying to say? What multiplies into 16? That's what I was trying to ask. 2 times 8. So we have 2 times 8. Now when we do this, we have to circle the ones that are prime. So the numbers that can only be multiplied by 1 in itself. Are either of these a prime number? 2 is prime. The only numbers that go into 2 are 1 and 2. What about 8?
4.
Good. It's composite. We can still multiply into it. What numbers go into 8? What numbers multiply to 8, guys? You know this. 4 times 2. We know that 2 is prime. Is 4 a prime number? No, we can still multiply into it. What multiplies into it? 2 and 2. So when we write out 16, it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, right? That gets us 16. What about 12? Let's do it with 12. What multiplies to 12? 4 times 3? 4 and 3. Are either of those prime numbers?
No.
3 is. The only numbers that multiply to 3 are 1 and 3. We know that 4 is not, because it's what? 2 times 2. And we can circle that as well. Who knows the next step? What do we do now?
Put all the 2's down on top row.
Okay, so we have to do the matchy match, right? So the LCM goes on top. GCF goes on bottom. First thing you do is list all of the numbers of 1. So this is 2, 2, 2, and 2. Those all get listed on the top. Then we have to start matching. Is there a 2 to match on the bottom?
Yes.
Yeah, we can match one of those. What about another one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can match another 2. Can I match a 3 anywhere?
No.
No. So where do I put it?
On top.
Good, you put it on the top row. So now I have all this long list of numbers. What do I do with all these numbers? Multiply them together. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And then on the bottom we have 2 times 2. When you multiply, those are your answers. Your least common multiple is all of these numbers multiplied together. Your greatest common factor is all of these multiplied together. What is this answer? What did you guys get for this? The LCM. When you multiply.
48.
48. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 3 is 48. And the GCF is what? 4. 2 times 2 is 4. So when we talk about this, the least common multiple, so the number, if we were to skip count by 16 and skip count by 12, the first number that they have in common is 48. If we were to figure out which number is the biggest that multiplies into 16 and 12,
92.
it would know before. The greatest common factor that multiplies into the number, not that it multiplies to.
To make it that number? Wait, never mind.
Yeah, like if you were to divide, it's like it's the biggest number that divides into both. Yeah.
On to it tomorrow, Spirit Day is Disney.
Oh, I don't own anything Disney. Okay. Next one, number 2. We're doing this again. GCF and LCM of 6 and 15. Let's start with prime factorization of 6. What numbers multiply to 6? 2 times 3. Are either of those prime? They both are. Good. Circle those. So we're done with that. We circled everything. What about 15? 5 times 3. Are they prime? We know 3 is 5? Yes, it is. The only number that multiplies to 5 is 1 times 5. So then we can list those. LCM goes on top. GCF goes on the bottom. So let's put the 6th one on top. 2 and 3, right? 2 and 3. All right. Let's start matching now. Is there a 5 to match? No. So where do I put it? In the top row for the LCM. Good. What about a 3? Can I match a 3?
Yeah.
Yep. Right there. So we've done all of our matching. Now what do I do? Multiply. We know we can multiply the top 2 times 3 times 5. What is 2 times 3? 6 times 5 is 30. So our least common multiple is 30. If we were to skip count, the first one they have in common is 30. But my GCF, there's nothing to multiply by.
3.
Good. That means your answer is just 3. That's your answer. If there's nothing to multiply by, then it's just the one that's there.
Yeah.
If they don't have a number in common, so let's say we have to find the GCF of 7 and 5, right? We can find least common multiple, done.
Yeah,
But 7 is prime, 5 is prime. If we were to list these out, this might happen on your thing today, so I just want to make sure we're good. And we started to list these out. The 7 could go on top. Is there anything to match it with?
1.
Well, there's not anything to match it with, right? The 5 goes up here. You're left with nothing as for the GCF.
So it's 0.
No. What number will always go into every number?
1.
1. If there is nothing as the GCF, your greatest common factor is 1. It's the only number that will go into both 7 and 5. Equally. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you get no GCF, that means it's 1. Charlie?
The 1 is always there, but people don't always put it there.
That's true. We don't put the 1 because it always goes into every number. Yeah. Okay. That's our warm up. Let's, I think I might need to make it the assignment post, but let's go look at the assignment we're working on today. All right. So let me present my screen. I'll get it posted for you guys. All right. So over on Google Classroom, if we scroll down to math, it's not there, so let me post it.
Where's black then?
That's the social studies assignment we did on Friday or Thursday after you left. We can talk about it later, Charlie. Okay. There it goes. Okay, reload your page. You should now have GCF LCM practice. And it should be a Google Sheets this time. Not a Google document, not a Google slide. Google Sheet. Ada, will you put that away, please, and focus on math? So go ahead and get that opened up. I don't know why there's an emoji on it, but whatever. I didn't make this. Someone else made it. I feel as though it needs to be zoomed out a little bit. There we go. Zoom out to 75% so you can see everything. Okay. All right. I'll give you a minute to get there. Never mind. Take a second. Log in.
90, you can see everything too. It zooms it in just a little bit.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and get over there to that.
There's 1,000 more rows at the bottom. Oh, it says add 1,000.
You can make as many rows as you want on Google Sheets. It's like Microsoft Excel. So, looks like a lot of you guys do this. So let's talk about how to do these. The main thing that you guys need to realize is that there are 2 sheets on here. Down on the bottom, do you see that there are 2 things here? One says GCF on the bottom left. The other says LCM. If you click on the one that says LCM, it gives you more problems to do. There are 2 things that you need to work on here. Does that make sense? You see both? So just because you finished the greatest common factor does not mean you're done. You still got the LCM to do, okay? So let's just look at the one for greatest common factor. We'll do 2 or 3 together, I guess. Show you how it says. But it says the greatest common factor, GCF, is the largest positive integer that divides evenly into all the numbers in a set. For each question, work out the answer in your notebook or on your wherever you're working them out. And then enter the answers on the right. If your answer is correct, the box will turn green and you know it's correct and you can move on. If it does not turn green, it's wrong. You're going to need to try again. So it will automatically tell you if you are correct, which is really cool.
I guess the first one I got it.
So let's look at number 1. It says, what is the GCF of 8 and 10? All right, let me erase this so that I can write it back here. Okay, so we have 8 and 10. What do we need to start off by doing? What do I do first? What are these called? Yeah, a factor tree. Good. So, what number goes into 8? 4 and 2. We know that 2 is prime. We're good with that. What about 4? 2 times 2. Okay, let's look at 10. What number is multiplied to 10? 5 and 2. We know that 2 is prime. Is 5?
Yeah.
Also prime. Good. Let's write this down. You still need to work it out as if you are going to do the LCM and the GCF. You just don't need to solve for the LCM. Unless, is it the same questions on the second page?
No.
It's different. Never mind. Okay, so let's start by putting the 2's down for the 8. I like doing that one. The one that has the most, I like doing that first. Okay. Can I match a 5? Nope. So where does it go? On the top row. Good. What about a 2? Can I match a 2? Yep. Right there. Am I done?
No.
Yeah, I'm done. So now all we need to do is solve for the GCF. Doesn't matter about the LCM. Yes, we did the work, but you don't need to multiply. We just know that we could find it if we wanted to. We only need to find the GCF. What is our GCF? 2. Okay, so let's assume that we think the GCF is 4. Okay, watch my screen. If I plug in the number 4, it's not correct. Nothing happens. It doesn't change the color of my box, correct? Stays the same color. If I put in that the answer is 2, it changes it to green because that is the correct answer. You see how that works? You will automatically know if you got it right or not. If you got it wrong and you don't know what you did wrong, I think Mr. Turner's going to stay for a while. Ask Mr. Turner or me, what happened? How did I get this wrong? And we can help you out. If you're online and you need help, give us a shout, please. So number 1 is done for you. Do we want to do one of the LCMs?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go over to the second page, the LCM. And we'll start with number 1. We'll find the least common multiple of 3 and 6. So we have 3 and 6. We need to do a factor tree. What's my factor tree for 3? 3 and 1. But you don't really have to actually do anything because it's already prime, right? So really it's just circle it because it's already prime. What about 6? What numbers multiply to 6? 3 times 2. We know that both of those are prime. So let's do LCM, GCF. I'm going to put the 2 and the 3 over here. Can I match this 3 anywhere? Yep, down the bottom. Now I only need to find the LCM. What do I do with the 3 and the 2? Multiply. What is 3 times 2? 6. Your least common multiple is 6. Let's try this again though. What if I put the wrong answer in? What do you think happens? Nothing happens. It stays the same color, right? What if I put in the correct answer? Oh my gosh, it's green. I got it right. So this will automatically tell you if you got it right. Do your best. Try and get as much done in the next 40 minutes as you can. This is a grade. And you know what's really easy? You'll know the exact percentage you're going to get on this because if you got them all right, you get 100%, right? So keep working through it. This will tell you automatically if you got it right. That'll be super easy for me to grade because I'll just click on it and be like, oh, look, everything's green, 100%, right? So go ahead and be working on all of these. And that's it. Get to work. Yeah. I'm going to turn off the recording and let you guys just be working on your sheet.